step-up effort.
We don't want a lot of people getting infected. We want it to end and end as quickly as possible.
The coronavirus pandemic continues to force shutdowns across the nation.
We don't know what it's going to be in the next days, but we're hoping it gets better.
And preparing for the worst.
It's not a safe place for the kids to be. Why are you requiring them to be in school on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? Why not just start everything now?
State, federal, and local officials putting plans in place to help prevent the spread of the virus. NBC 15 News at 10 starts now. Breaking news tonight as we come on the air. The number of coronavirus cases in Alabama now stands at 9. North Baldwin Infirmary in Bay Minette announced its first positive COVID-19 test this evening, and the Baldwin County Commission has issued a local state of emergency. The BCC has also approved closing all non-essential buildings owned, leased, or otherwise controlled by the Commission. Baldwin County Public Schools Superintendent Eddie Tyler released a statement in response to the case in Bay Minette, saying in part, "I know this will raise the level of concern dramatically, and we understand that as families you will make the best decision for your children. Regardless of what you choose as parents, we will still be operating schools until 3 p.m. Wednesday. Monday through Wednesday will be counted as excused absences if you choose to keep your children at home. All athletic events for Baldwin County Public Schools have been canceled through spring break. Educational material will be distributed next week so children can learn from home." And tonight, Mobile Mayor Sandy Stimpson announcing actions the city is taking as part of its response to COVID-19. The mayor saying it is expected that the positive cases may emerge in the coming days in Mobile. In his statement, the mayor said city offices remain open, although access to some offices may be limited. The city is making efforts to limit contact and reduce large group meetings. The city will close all senior and community centers starting Monday, March 16th until April 6th. And the schedule will be reassessed at that time. Now, the city will adjust its meal program for pickup and delivery. We have that information on our website, mynbc15.com. And we told you last night, Cruise Line International Association has suspended ship operations for 30 days. Mayor Stimpson says the Carnival Fantasy will return to Mobile Monday, but won't sail again until April 10th. Mobile City Council announced weekly meetings will continue on Tuesday mornings, but is urging citizens to follow the meetings via live stream rather than attending in person. Worldwide, there have been more than 5,800 lives lost because of COVID-19, more than 156,000 total confirmed cases. Again, that number is globally, the majority of those cases in China and Italy. Here in the United States, there are more than 2,700 confirmed cases in 49 states and at least 54 deaths. Now, there have been plenty of concerns since Alabama Governor Kay Ivey announced yesterday that all public schools will close Wednesday afternoon. NBC 15's Rachel Wilkerson joins us now in the studio with more on that story. Rachel?
Lance, several parents I spoke to today say schools should already be shut down, while others don't think they should be closed at all.
I'd rather be at school. We want to do all that we can in the community and to keep our children safe and ourselves, but it is kind of a struggle for some parents.
I think maybe if we go ahead and nip it in the bud beforehand, we can kind of keep it under control.
With COVID-19 cases increasing across the country, including in Baldwin County, Alabama Public Schools will close for 2.5 weeks beginning Wednesday afternoon. But not everyone agrees with that decision. Some parents say they don't want to send their kids back to school Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and being penalized for worrying about their health.
If it's not a safe place for the kids to be, why are you requiring them to be in school on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? Why not just start everything now?
I took these concerns to the Mobile County Public School Board. Superintendent Cressel Threadgill says the timing of school closures and the decision to release in the middle of the week was declared by Governor Kay Ivey. He says, quote, "These decisions were beyond my control as they were mandated by the governor." He goes on to say that he has shared his concerns related to attendance. Threadgill says students absent on days between March 16th and 18th will not be marked as unexcused. Baldwin County Superintendent also says students absent those days will be excused. That's a relief for some parents, but others say closing school doors puts some parents in a bind.
Now we're not sending our kids to school, to be educated. Now we're taking them out of school, shutting the schools down, and we're paying somebody else to provide the same level of safety that these schools can provide.
It's going to cost extra for the parents that do have their children in daycares per day to go to the daycare while schools are closing. And it's also upsetting for the children that they depend on lunch and breakfast at school because they don't have means at home.
Baldwin and Mobile County school systems are encouraging parents to take their children to school if they are not sick so they can pick up academic packets to take home. Mobile County is working on extending its child nutrition program to make sure those students eat. All this information is on our website at mynbc15.com. Lance.
Rachel, thank you. Today, UMS Wright School announced it will close March 16th to reduce the risk of COVID-19. Teachers and staff will remain on campus Monday and Tuesday to continue training and planning. Classes are expected to resume April 6th. Now, parents are asked to check emails for information regarding remote learning and teaching. And the Archbishop of Mobile released a statement after Governor Kay Ivey's order to close all public schools in Alabama for 2 weeks. It says in part all Catholic schools of the Archdiocese of Mobile will close midday Wednesday, March 18th, and remain closed through Friday, April 3rd. Those schools are closed. There will be distance learning. And tonight, another Floridian has died from COVID-19. Florida Department of Health announced a 77-year-old man in Lee County has died, bringing the state's total of deaths to 4. Tonight, White House officials are saying President Trump tested negative for the coronavirus. Mr. Trump took the test last night. A week ago, the president had dinner with a Brazilian secretary who tested positive for COVID-19. And for the first time, members of the White House press corps must get their temperatures taken before entering any briefings with the president or vice president. White House spokesman Judd Deere says it's out of an abundance of caution. And amid growing coronavirus concerns, the Pentagon is now on restricted access. Visitors and international partners are not allowed to enter the building at this time. Anyone who has been overseas recently is being advised to stay away for 2 weeks. The athletic center has been closed down and all ceremonies are on hold. The Pentagon has a total of 13 labs able to test for the coronavirus at this time. And Georgia's Secretary of State has postponed the presidential primary election because of concerns. Primaries were set for March 24th, but were pushed back to May 19th. Officials say one of the biggest considerations of moving the primary was the safety of poll workers who are often elderly. And Louisiana has postponed next month's presidential primary until June. The Secretary of State there says the delay is meant to keep people safe, especially the poll workers.
One key stakeholder in our decision is our election day polling commissioners. Louisiana has almost 3 million registered voters who vote at nearly 4,000 precincts in over 2,000 polling locations. And of Louisiana's election day commissioners, over half are 65 and older.
The state will also be postponing its general election from May until July. And Friday, Alabama Secretary of State told AL.com the state's upcoming runoff election will not be pushed back because state law doesn't allow it. However, the Mobile County probate judge is advising people to vote by absentee ballot. The CDC suggested voting by mail. If you decide to go to the poll, try to go at a time when it'll be less crowded. That's usually mid-morning or after lunch. If you're sick on Election Day, please stay home. And if you need the link to get an absentee ballot, we have it posted on the Find It section of our website, mynbc15.com. And here's the number to the coronavirus testing hotline. It is open now, but be aware they're only answering questions about testing or potential symptoms. They can direct you to what to do, but it's not for questions like, who still has hand sanitizer in stock, so be courteous when you call. And our goal here at NBC 15 is to bring you the most accurate, latest information about the coronavirus. Now, we have a section dedicated to our coverage on our website. Again, that is mynbc15.com.
We had a sun-filled start to the weekend. We now have clouds building in, high pressure is sprawled out across Florida, and this moisture continues to come marching in from the Gulf of Mexico. All the wet weather, though, to our north and west. It should remain that way as we head on into the second half of the week, and we're not expecting much in the way of wet weather, but definitely mild and muggy mid-March weather along the Gulf Coast. Temps are tracking well above average this week, and then some splash and dash showers are going to be moving in as we head into your Tuesday. 30% stray showers for Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to talk more about what's in store for St. Patrick's Day and the first day of spring a little later in the show.
Kelly, thank you. And still to come, flattening the curve. Coronavirus testing is ramping up across the country, and the lines are growing right here in Alabama.
Salute to our veterans. Sponsored by Navigator Credit Union, guiding the Gulf Coast since 1939.
NBC 15 is giving a salute to our veterans. Tonight we honor Staff Sergeant William Smith, who served in the U.S. Army. He lost his life during the Vietnam War. He was from Goshen, Mississippi. We thank you for your service and for giving the ultimate sacrifice, Staff Sergeant William Smith.
This is NBC 15 News, winner of Best Newscast from the Alabama Broadcasters Association.
And tonight, Bay Minette police have 2 suspects in custody after 19-year-old Larry Smith Jr. was shot and killed at a Circle K gas station there. Alonzo Hale has been arrested for the murder and is being held without bond. Tara Robinson was arrested for assault in the first degree. The shooting happened around 2 o'clock this morning. Besides Smith, police found a woman suffering from stab wounds. She was taken to the hospital. Her condition is unknown at this time. And the man killed Thursday evening off Dolphin Island Parkway has been identified. Mobile police found 42-year-old Jeffrey Himes suffering from a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police say a suspect has been detained and the investigation is ongoing. Walmart is now limiting store hours to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. The chain says the new hours will be 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. beginning tomorrow. Employees will work the same schedules, but the break will give them time to restock shelves. That comes as worried consumers have rushed to stock up on food, medicine, and other supplies. And coronavirus testing opened in Vestavia Hills, Alabama today, and health officials say they were overwhelmed. People waiting to be tested caused traffic to be backed up for miles. Drive-through format allows people with a doctor's note to be tested without getting out of their cars, and officials say they may soon run out of tests. And there have been many ways life has been interrupted, both for those who have been directly impacted by the coronavirus and for those indirectly impacted. Sinclair National correspondent Christine Frizzell spoke exclusively to a member of the White House task force about the recent decision to suspend visits to nursing homes and what possibly is coming next.
Hi, Pops. Why don't you guys cover his legs up?
It's just one of a growing list of dramatic measures taken to try to slow the spread of coronavirus and protect the country's most vulnerable.
Better, same, or worse?
Visits to nursing homes now restricted out of an abundance of caution, with desperate family members speaking through the windows, wondering when the moratorium will be lifted.
And this was a difficult decision. It was heartbreaking.
Seema Verma is the administrator for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and part of the White House Coronavirus Task Force.
We can appreciate how much those visits mean to the nursing home residents and to their family and their friends, but we really felt like this was the most important measure that we could take to keep those residents safe.
We spoke to Verma after a rare White House Saturday briefing in which new travel restrictions were also announced.
All of our health experts presented information, made a unanimous recommendation to the President that we suspend all travel from the UK and Ireland. That will be effective midnight, Monday night, Eastern Standard Time.
We asked her about the possibility this soon could impact domestic travel as well.
You know, I think it's important for people to realize that it changes every day. Information changes and our actions change, but the task force is taking every action that they can based on the information we have.
President Trump also alluded to potential future domestic travel restrictions in, quote, some areas without saying which ones. Now, it is becoming increasingly clear for some life is at a standstill as decisions from the White House change day by day. In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzell.
NBC 15 weather with meteorologist Kelly Foster. Certified most accurate forecast by Weather Rate.
Hope you're having a great weekend, everybody. Spring officially kicks off on Thursday. It is already feeling like May instead of March. Here's a look right now at the satellite and radar. Notice we continue to have this conveyor belt of moisture streaming in from the Gulf of Mexico. Winds are going to turn calm tonight. We could be looking at some patchy fog early Sunday morning. Meanwhile, this weather maker is remaining to our north. We have a lot of moisture feeding in across Texas, Louisiana, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, but that rain not going to be impacting us for the second half of the weekend. So mild and muggy mid-March weather, that's going to continue. Temps are going to track above seasonal, and then we're going to have some splash and dash showers make a comeback just in time for St. Patrick's Day. We'll have some additional green on our screen, and then we have a 20% chance of wet weather for your Wednesday and your Thursday. That front to our north is going to sink south, lose its energy, not going to provide a whole lot in terms of wet weather for Monday, about a 10% chance. Tuesday, we'll crank it up to a 30% chance, and then those spot showers rest of the week. So as we head on into tomorrow morning, looks like temperatures are going to be in the upper 50s to near 60 by lunchtime, 79 degrees for Mobile, 83 by 3 o'clock for Mobile, 80 for Pensacola, and then by 7 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to be sitting in the low 70s, 73 Mobile, 71 for Fairhope, even some upper 60s at the beaches. Loving our viewer photos. Thank you, Tiffany Beasley. It was a beautiful Saturday in Sweet Home, Alabama. We did have a few clouds streaming in during the afternoon. Here's another gorgeous shot, that picture in Baldwin County, and there's a look at a glowing sunset. I want to thank Kelly Allen for that great picture. So temperatures tomorrow 83 and then upper 70s Monday through Thursday. So you can see we're going to be above average more than 10 degrees for Sunday and averaging around 7 to 8 degrees rest of the week. There's your 7-day tracker. St. Patty's Day is Tuesday. Best chance of rain during the work week. Spring officially begins Thursday, so spring showers Thursday afternoon, Friday afternoon, and we may even see a few spring storms by Saturday.
All right, Kelly, still to come. Stopping the spread. FDA approved testing for COVID-19 in labs across the country. Just how many will receive those kits? Next. And more breaking news right now. Alabama now has 12 confirmed cases of coronavirus, as new ones have been discovered in Jefferson and Tuscaloosa County. Of course, there will be more in the coming days and weeks to come. Meanwhile, Roche Molecular Solutions out of California received emergency approval by the U.S. government late Thursday to provide testing. The company's automated machines can process more than 1,300 tests in an 8-hour shift, and results can be ready within 3 hours. The head of the company, Dr. Paul Brown, said he hopes that this will have a significant impact on containing the spread of the virus.
The instrument behind me is a high throughput, highly automated instrument, which is very different to what is currently happening today out there with corona testing. So these instruments are very efficient, highly automated. You basically put sample in and then you get the results out at the other end. There's no manual intervention.
Now, the company also got approval to supply test kits to 32 laboratories across the country. And again, for the latest and most accurate information about the coronavirus, we have a section dedicated to this on our website. That is mynbc15.com. And you mentioned it just a few moments ago. It's March, but it feels like May out there. Warm weather.
Yes, and we could even be looking at some patchy fog tomorrow morning. A lot of moisture in place. We could see a spot shower across the northwest corners of our viewing area. Late tomorrow, 83 degrees. That is the takeaway. Definitely feeling like spring. 78 for Monday. For St. Patrick's Day, a 30% chance of wet weather. Stray showers Wednesday. Thursday, we get spring showers because we're kicking off a new season. Stray shower Friday. And by Saturday, the potential for a few spring storms. We'll continue to fine-tune that forecast. So dress light tomorrow if you're going to be out and about. Pretty sticky out there, but hey, it is spring and it's the Gulf Coast.
Get outside.
Yes.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. And thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget, for the very latest overnight news, check out our website. Again, it is mynbc15.com. Good night, everyone.